Alright everyone, and so with Marvel's future that is really bright right now, especially with Thunderbolts that is now released, and especially as we have the upcoming Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, and also with Fantastic Four First Steps that kicks off Phase 6 of the Multiverse Saga. And speaking of which, with Avengers Doomsday, we have seemed to have the full cast of names, like the rest of the cast revealed for Avengers Doomsday. Now, remember, this is rumored, this is not confirmed, and so this is coming from someone in the industry who has the full list of names, especially as I'm going to break down every single cast member that's going to be appearing in this movie, and plus it is rumored, so take it with a big grain of salt. I'll break it down for what this means for Doomsday and everything else as well. And so if you're new to be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss on any future videos. But now let's hop right into it. And now, like I said, this is coming from Jeff Snyder, who is recently on the Hot Mic podcast, who revealed the full cast of names that are going to be appearing in Avengers Doomsday. Because especially if we know everything about the upcoming movie so far, is that it's going to be one of the most expensive movies ever for Marvel. Especially not only that, but Secret Wars. So especially with gathering over a big stacked cast of A-list actors to be appearing in the movie, so we should take this with a grain of salt first before I tell you guys any of this. And now let's get into this. Let's do this thing. And now starting with, we have Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner, Benedict Wong as Wong, Brie Larson as Carol Danvers, Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop, Don Cheadle as Rhodey, Kieran Gillen as Nebula, Jeremy Renner as Clint Barton, Oman Vellani as Kamala Khan, Dana Guerrero as Okoye, Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie, Kiwi Kwan as OB, Tatiana Paris as Monica Rambeau, Will Poulter as Adam Warlock, Dominic Thorne as Ruby Williams, Sochi Gomez as America Chavez, Sofia DiMartino as Sylvie, Tatiana Maslany as Jennifer Walters, Yahya Abdul-Mateen as Simon Williams, Wonder Man, Catherine Newton as Cassie Lang, B-15, Lesiana Lynch as Maria Rambeau, Thank Me Jensen as Jean Grey, Halle Berry as Storm, Kenzia as Fila, Owen Wilson as Mobius, Chris Pratt as Peter Quill, Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, Charlize Theron as Clea, Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, Haley Atwell as Peggy Carter, and the last one is Chris Evans as Steve Rogers. With my big takeaways from this big cast of names, it seems that, especially I want to point out with that last scene that was unveiled with Chris Evans coming back, especially if y'all date back to December of 2024 when it was revealed that Chris Evans is going to be making his return as Steve Rogers, Captain America. But especially this wouldn't be the same Steve Rogers from our main MCU 616, but he'll be coming back as a Captain America variant from another universe, because especially if y'all know that the multiverse exists and that anything can happen, but especially as we have all these big lists of actors, especially as of course we're going to be seeing the Young Avengers, of course with Cassie Lang, Kamala Khan, and Kate Bishop, and just with my main concern about this is especially where Marvel is going here with the direction, especially as we don't have Tom Holland, Oscar Isaac, Elizabeth Olsen gonna be in this movie as Spider-Man and Moon Knight or the Scarlet Witch, because if you don't know that with Spider-Man, he is one of now in the main Avengers. He helped save half of the universe. And plus we have Spider-Man Brand New Day coming up. Wow, Tom Holland not being in Avengers Doomsday is a big missed opportunity, especially if you all date back to the original cast reveal with the chairs, and now having one of them having Tom Holland, because he's now a part of the Avengers. And same goes with Moon Knight. I didn't want him to be a one and done character. He has to progress in the MCU's future, especially for how Moon Knight was introduced, and especially I love how Oscar Isaac in that role. But even with the Scarlet Witch, I mean, especially we don't know that she is clearly not dead. Where the Scarlet Witch fits into all this, because especially when people are saying she should have her own solo movie by now. But with my main worry about this is especially for how Marvel's going to handle this, with over 60 cast members of big A-list actors are set to be appearing in it. It seems that that were seen to be having like the OG Avengers returning in Doomsday, but original Avengers, but as variants. Because I mean, even with the highlights that I definitely want to point out here is that it totally makes sense for Tatiana Paris to be coming back as Monica Rambeau, especially after the Marvel's post-credit scene for where we saw Beast, played by Kelsey Grammer, appearing there when she ended up in another universe. And you with Dominique Thorne, who is going to be in this movie as a Riri Williams, especially with the upcoming Ironheart series that's set to come out this year. So I think that with the Ironheart series, I'm pretty sure it's going to be more important than we ever thought. America Chavez returning after Multiverse of Madness, especially if we know anything about the Young Avengers so far, especially with Kamala, who is still recruiting people to be a part of it, especially if you've seen like the leaked photos, especially with the Young Avengers that are there. Plus, aside from the new Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the OG X-Men, and especially the OG Avengers are returning. And I don't know. This is gonna be like a big movie, and man, I can't think of any other words to say other than that. But and also, I wanted to point out with Benedict Cumberbatch and Charlize Theron returning as both Doctor Strange and Clea makes the most definite sense, because especially what's to come in Doctor Strange 3, as they're going to be adapting the storyline Time Runs Out, because especially what Doctor Strange is going to learn, especially after Multiverse of Madness, it's definitely going to be like connected. It's going to be released in between the two movies. So, and on top of that, I'm thinking with the TVA's involvement in Avengers Doomsday, it's simply going to be like monitoring the timelines, in which it's going to have something to do with Doctor Doom, and even now with more of the former X-Men characters that are now confirmed. And even though that we have the new Guardians team now on the way, them returning, yeah, that's going to be something big. I just hope that these movies are good and that they actually can make it like make sense, especially if they want to provide closure for the multiverse saga. Like, it's like this is our goodbye to like the main 616 timeline, especially as we're moving into the Mutant X-Men saga for Phase 7, because especially for how Kevin Feige wants to handle this. But I just think that like they better do this well, and they better do this right, especially for how far they're willing to go with the budget, and if they can make their money back. Because especially with the Russo brothers directing both films, and with Robert Downey Jr. Coming back as Doctor Doom, but also playing a Tony Stark variant. But that's gonna be a big plus for them, earning that big Marvel paycheck. But on top of that, like we have to like think about the fact that Doomsday and Secret Wars are going to be the most expensive MCU movies ever made, because they are filming Doomsday right now as we speak, and coming from the big chair reveal, from the big cast announcement, and now to this big rumor list of things. And I hope that Marvel reveals these pretty soon, but I don't know when that will happen. But again, these are just rumored, so take it with a big grain of salt for now. But especially coming from someone in the industry, I kind of like this list of actors, because especially as we have the Young Avengers coming, and especially as we have the X-Men, and also just with everything else that we have right now, it seems that Avengers Doomsday is going to be a big movie than ever, especially over how that movie is going to end with the big cliffhanger that's going to lead right into Secret Wars, creating Battle World. And I'm pretty sure like Doomsday is going to be a big movie with all our main heroes taking down Doctor Doom, especially for what Fantastic Four first steps is going to unveil as well. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about it. And based on this big name cast of A-list actors, it seems that man, they're going bigger than ever, and I just hope that they make their money back. I mean, I have faith in Feige, but we'll see what happens. But that's gonna do it for this video. Just let me know in the comments below, and what are your thoughts on the full list of Avengers Doomsday cast members revealed, especially that these are rumored for now until it's revealed officially. And who would you like to see appear in this movie? Just let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to notification bell for future videos. And also follow all my social medias or links down below. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.